RPGaDay 2018. Today's day 30, so we're nearly at the end of the month. Today's question is, share something you learned about playing your player character. So I've been playing more than I have done in the past this year. It's been quite a good year for playing. And probably the character that I'm most connected with, that I spend the most time playing, is Baron Percival Fanshawe. So what have I learned about playing that character? And this is, I think it is to embrace his flaws and not to try and run away from them. Not to let them derail the game, because that there've been a few points where I thought, this is, there's three possible options open to me here, and if I take one of them, I'm not quite comfortable about what it's going to do to the game. But to embrace the fact that he has these flaws, that he isn't a perfect person, and the fact that we're playing in Ubiquity helps that, because you get little mechanical pushbacks for embracing flaws. You get style points which you can then use, but that isn't what pushes me to do that. The story's better and the experience for me is better. I think in the past when I've played characters, it's very much been a tactical decision about what to do. It's what's the best thing to do in this situation, and then is there any way that my character can do that, or what is the best tactical way to use the game piece that is my character, rather than just to embrace the character, flaws and all. Percy's been interesting because he's very, very different from me, and his occasional casual use of minor racism, his minor, like I say again, casual sexism, those things are things that I really had to actually work to find a way to make them feel real and not overplay them. They're not something I'd bring into every game that I played, but with the particular game that I'm playing, it felt like the right thing to do. It felt that with this group of people, we're playing in the late 19th century, it would be the right thing to do. So I've approached the character in that way. There's a code of duty and a disbelief, bearing in mind that we're playing a supernatural horror game. He has a hard time in believing in ghosts and ghouls and things that go bump in the night. And the intelligent, the tactical thing to do is to turn around and, after the first time we meet something supernatural, just go, yeah, okay, it's all real, and then work on from there. But actually, Percy's on a journey, and because I understand what the world is, I understand that Percy's going to end up having to believe that these things exist. But Percy doesn't know that. Percy is seeing this weird stuff and trying to fit it into a worldview that he has. And as he realizes that a piece of information he's got is wrong, he tries to shuffle it in alongside all the other bits of information that he's got. It's not going to change what he's been led to believe is a core thing for a long time. And I'm finding real enjoyment in doing that, in having a different story. The other character that I've played a fair amount until recently was Rael Endine. This was in a D&D 5e game that a friend of mine ran. And the thing that I found interesting with her was her motivation was not what I would have expected it to be. She didn't want to live happily ever after. She didn't want that comforting warmth. She wanted to resolve the problem, and then she didn't want reconciliation with her family. She wanted the situation to be over, and she had no idea what to do after that. She couldn't think beyond the problems that were in front of her. And that was freeing and interesting. It made the character more complex, and it meant that she made some potentially bad decisions, and there were various points where in a combat the outcome of the combat was more important to her than her own safety. And there were several points where I looked at it and thought, you know what, if she goes down here, if she dies here, that's okay with me, that's okay with her. The key thing is that she changes the tide of this battle enough without becoming a suicidal loner, but just trying to take the stimuluses that we were getting and turning them into what would she do with it. And that was really interesting as well, and some of that has bled through to Percy, not wanting to be suicidal obviously, but having points where the things that matter to the character come to the fore regardless. So I think, without rabbiting on for even longer than I probably already have, I think those two things, but the big thing is to embrace the flaws in the character and make the character as much about the flaws and the evolution of those flaws and the challenging the things that challenge those flaws. Make the character about that. Certainly that's something I've been enjoying doing so far. Ask me again next year, and with RPGaDay they might well do, and the question might well have shifted and changed, but it's definitely what I'm enjoying at the moment, and it's certainly what I've learned recently. So tomorrow will be day 31, 31st of August, the end of the month. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do, but I want to go back to making more videos generally, because I've really enjoyed this month. So I will talk to you tomorrow for the final day of RPGaDay 2018.